Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into the so-called China model. You hear about its dazzling achievements, its incredible growth, but what about the hidden costs? We're going to break it all down. And just a quick heads up, this is a special one. It's a highlights re-edit of the Sip&Talk podcast, and it's sponsored by our friend Micky, all to bring you the absolute core of the discussion. Okay, let's get right into it. So, we hear the word miracle thrown around a lot when it comes to China's economy and its technology. But every miracle has its story, and usually a price tag. Today, we're looking at both sides of that coin. First up, let's talk about something China is famous for: sheer mind-boggling speed. The scale of its development is just something else, and it all starts with its infrastructure. Think about this for a second. By 2025, China's high-speed rail network is on track to hit 50,000 kilometers. That's not just a big number, that's more than 70% of the entire planet's high-speed rail combined. It's an absolutely incredible feat of engineering. And here's the economic engine that powers it all. Since 1978, China has just skyrocketed from the world's 10th largest economy to number 2. We're talking an average growth rate of nearly 10% a year. I mean, that kind of boom lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. It's a pretty impressive anthem of progress, right? But what's the cost of a ticket to ride this high-speed train? There's always a flip side. And this is where it gets really interesting. That massive rail network, it comes with the staggering 6.2 trillion RMB debt. That incredible GDP growth? Well, it's shadowed by local government debt that's over 300% of GDP. And all that rapid building has led to things like ghost cities, entire cities built with almost nobody living in them. All right, so let's shift gears from the economy to social order and technology, because this is where the trade-offs get even more complicated and, frankly, more controversial. If you talk to supporters of the model, this is what you'll hear a lot. They point to this incredible sense of public safety and social order. For a lot of people, the low crime rates are a huge achievement and a core promise of the system. So how is that order maintained? Well, technology plays a massive part. China has rolled out over 700 million surveillance cameras across the country. Let that number sink in. That's roughly 1 camera for every 2 citizens. So here it is, the fundamental trade-off. On one hand, you get this unparalleled stability, an extremely low crime rate, and the power to respond to a crisis with incredible speed. But on the other hand, the price you pay is pervasive mass surveillance, the famous Great Firewall that censors the internet, and of course, pretty significant limits on your personal freedom. And make no mistake, the technology powering this system of control is seriously advanced. China has gone from being a tech imitator to a global leader in really key areas like AI, 5G, and even quantum computing. We're talking a domestic tech industry worth hundreds of billions. But critics have a pretty chilling name for the dark side of all this tech prowess: the big data iron cage. It's this idea that technology isn't just for convenience or security, but for predicting and ultimately controlling the behavior of an entire population. And this, for me, really gets to the heart of the whole debate. It's this potential gap between the grand national story and the day-to-day reality for hundreds of millions of people. You see these incredible images, right? The state celebrates these huge, great power moments, building its own space station, landing rovers on Mars. These are powerful symbols of national strength on the world stage. But then, you have this number. And this number comes from official Chinese sources, mind you, 600 million people. What about them? That's their approximate monthly income. A nation reaching for the stars, while a huge part of its population is dealing with a very, very down-to-earth economic reality. I mean, the contrast is just staggering. So after looking at both sides of this miracle, the praise and the price, how do we even begin to evaluate it? What makes a system superior? What are the right things to measure? The whole thing really boils down to these fundamental trade-offs we've been looking at. Every major achievement, growth, stability, innovation, national glory, seems to have a huge opposing cost. The real question is how you weigh them against each other. And that leaves us with this final, fundamental question, one we want to leave with you. What truly defines progress? Is it top-down efficiency and collective power? Or is it measured by individual freedom and personal well-being? There's no easy answer, but it's the central question the China model forces all of us to think about. If you want to hear more fascinating debates just like this one, you should definitely check out the full Sip&Talk podcast. And you can find a link to our friend Micky's channel right there in the description below. Thanks so much for watching.